Yo, we live. Yo, what is up? We back. We back at it again with them white vans. Yes, sir. It is a Sunday. I'm fucking tired as fuck. Got the Pudgy Penguin coffee to commemorate how I love coffee so much and I cannot drink it because I'm addicted to caffeine, so I stopped drinking it for a while. What's going on in the news? A lot of political shit. RFK was on Joe Rogan. Everybody's kind of freaking out about that. Anything else super interesting? Uh, Everything has gone sideways as I thought it would. You know, when you're as smart as me, you're just always right. Yes, sir. I'll just get into the charts. Let me stop talking about retarded shit. I gotta stop saying that word to be honest. Redacted shit. Anyways, we got the Bitcoin weekly here. Same exact thing. Volatility super fucking low. Whatever. It takes a week to change. So I'm gonna stop looking at it. Go to the 2 day. So the 2 day Jewel has turned white now for the third period in a row actually, and we're now above the EMA 55, which is a good signal that we could bounce. We are at the top side of our wedge or whatever you call it, descending triangle. It's not really descending triangle. I don't know. Whatever you call this formation, we are at the upper bound of it. So this would be the area we could look to reject. But if we start getting above it this week, so I mean, obviously I'm not looking for a move today until CME opens. So CME doesn't open for another 12, not 12 hours, like 8 hours. And until CME opens, I really doubt we're gonna get any move. Oh wait, yeah, it's like 8. I don't know if it's on this close, but I wouldn't really expect. I would expect today to be a sideways day, like I've been saying. Uh, Again, today we've seen momentum shift up. We're seeing volatility start to cross potentially down. We're starting to see volatility go sideways. So, but that might be a weekend thing. So nothing super relevant on the 2 day. There is no actual setup. The setup's done. Daily, we did have this green, or not this green. We'd have the jewel turn up here below the 35 level. So that's a really bullish signal. Could result. So that's in this close. I would expect would result in a move to the top of the area, to be honest. I don't know. Let's look at previous ones. This one ended up having a very small move. This was a really weaker signal. This one ended up moving again weaker. I don't know. It really depends. I could go back and find the stats. I'm not go watch Crown's channel for that. I'm just here to compress the information, but you can go watch Crown. He'll inform. But we're seeing volatility come down on the daily. So it does imply that we might just grind sideways some more. But honestly, everything's kind of in a no man's zone. There is no real good setup. We're kind of just watching it. But what I personally think is going to happen is we're going to close above this red area and preferably above 27, and then we're just going to rock it up. Especially once we get above 27, we just rock it up once we close above it on a daily or higher time frame. 12 hour, we haven't really had again any real setups. We've been kind of just going side, bouncing in the zone, and it has been pretty tradable. Like it's been not impossible to trade on 12 hour. Actually, 4 hours probably a better time frame where you have some of these real setups with the jewel. Yeah, you had this 4 hour setup with the jewel, and I believe it was on the 6 hour also right here, and you did end up getting both of them have their move up towards the upper bound. Volatility, it maxed out in the 6 hour, and the 4 hours already starting to come down a lot. So, all right, wait, let's look at volatility. So 12 hour implies that we might have one more move up in this move. Otherwise, the move is over. But we don't know the move is over until we cross below this pivot, 25.5. So we do have some distance for that. But if you go to the 4 hour and especially the 1 hour, you're going to see volatility super slam down in this uptrend. So this is clearly an uptrend on the 1 hour. You have higher highs and higher lows, as well as all the EMAs have now flipped. And I would expect us maybe to go and retest the 55, maybe go a little bit below. But volatility is so low that can we go to zero? No, we can't go to zero. It's up only. Volatility is gonna be low enough where we are gonna come back and get that big move up. Yeah, so 4 hour, I would expect us to go sideways. So probably gonna be a boring Monday and Tuesday, unless the stock market does something stupid. But I don't think the stock market's gonna do anything crazy. And then against the weekend, everything's boring. Open interest. Here's how open interest looks. So open interest is slowly grinding up. I would consider that bearish. Total market cap. Yeah, I got you. So we have total here. So this is total market cap. Let's look at it on the daily chart. So we are bouncing. I mean, Bitcoin looks strong here, and Bitcoin dominance looks even stronger. That's a very bullish sign. Total market cap is bouncing on the 200, which is a good sign, but trend is down on total. Like this is a bearish chart overall. Like trend is down, and it's a lot weak. It looks a lot weaker than the Bitcoin chart because look at the Bitcoin chart. It's about all right. So this is about 10% up. We'll go to the Bitcoin chart. From this point, we're about 27% up. So total is only about 10% up from this previous lower or higher low. So that is weak. If you go to total 3, you can see it a lot better though. Where yeah, like this is the reason why. Like total market cap is still like or total 3, which is top 125 coins outside of Bitcoin, Ethereum, is really weak. Really weak. And I would expect this to go sideways. Like maybe like obviously it'll recover a little, but I don't really expect it to do any major moves until we start to see Bitcoin dominance pull back, and Bitcoin dominance is not going to pull back until like 52, at least. And the more Bitcoin goes up, while Bitcoin dominance goes up, the more bullish it is for Bitcoin, and the bigger the alt season is going to be by a lot. I also got to add total three. I'm just gonna add it really quickly just so I have it. Just bear with me. All right. Yeah. All right. Any other interesting coins? I don't know. Everything's pretty much sideways this weekend. Open interest is like I was saying, slowly grinding up right now. So I would do consider this a little bit bearish because I mean I'm just gonna pull up funding right now. Funding is pretty high, but it's also weekend, so we're not gonna see this resolve until tomorrow when markets open. All alts are the same. Yeah, they're all like. Actually, that's not true. When we get to my watch list, I'll show you. I have some alts that are performing quite nicely, actually. But Bitcoin funding is actually pretty high. It's not above like my critical zone where like I would short it yet. I think it can go higher, but I do think that we need to like relax on the longs. But it has come down. I'm really trying to get the. All right. If I go to Twitter, their name Levo. No. All right. Well, I'm trying to find something that like I recently searched. Fuck. I'm not gonna wait. Uh, I'm not gonna be able to find them right now. Unfortunate. Anyways, so they have their funding rates indicator. I'm trying to get access to that, and because funding rates is a relative thing. Like funding gets super high, but because it is coming down here, it's not uber bearish because it is pulling back, and so that means that shorts are starting to pile in, and that means you can just have another move up. And especially in a bull market when funding rates are going to be permanently in the green, then these smaller moves where you see at like super extreme to pull back are going to be the difference that all right, maybe we do have another move up, another leg up, even while open interest goes up. And so I'm trying to get access to that because it's just a much cleaner chart that is on TradingView. So hopefully that's soon. Chad's is like 1 hour starting to pinch. Yeah, he's absolutely right. Again, those are Bollinger Bands. This is BBWP. It's like the same same math. It's not Ethereum, Bitcoin. It's the same math. We're seeing it super low. We're probably gonna get another move up. I expect another move up because trend is up. But I mean we need to wait for Monday to see what goes on. Pentoshi. Looking at the top 125 alts using total 3 and then cross-checking, about half have retraced their entire move up from Q1 and now either taken out the yearly open or just sitting just above it. Some have even taken out last year lows. So yeah, so like some alts have like completely died, like Rune. Like Rune's a top 100 coin, and Rune has broken like generational support. Let's go to the daily. And it's quite impressive. Like literally, like this is like the resistance for the bull market in the 2020, December 2020, and we just broke below it. So it really shows how bad a lot of the top 125 alts are doing. All right, so Yeah, let's talk about this. So, Binance CEO CZ deems SEC's request for emergency relief unwarranted. So basically, what ended up happening is that CZ ended up settling with the SEC, and now they have to return, or they have to give any assets that Binance are holding for Binance US. They have to send them to Binance US. So here, Binance is obliged to whatever this word means, all fiat currency, repatriate all fiat currency and cryptocurrency assets associated with Binance US by the date specified. So now they're gonna just return all the money, whatever they have, and that's it. Story's over. Sounds like the whole SEC Binance fight is pretty much done. Uh, Moving on, I could see corporate profits down 20 to 30%. I'm worried about credit tightening over the next 6 to 9 months. Stanley Druckenmiller. If you do look at credit in the US, credit is at an all-time high of like amount of credit being used. And that is very scary because think of it like leverage, where if people can't pay it back, and then they have to start defaulting on their credit, and then it creates like a whole cascade, like liquidation cascade. Think of it like in crypto with Bitcoin, where everybody's long, and then you get like these really sharp fucking moves because of a liquidation cascade and like these companies going bankrupt. That's what could happen. That's the risk in the stock market. And if we do end up getting a move down, it'll be very fast and nasty because it's just we're so tight because of liquidity tightening with interest rates, as well as people have credit at all time high because they have to catch up to inflation. So and they don't want to reduce their spending, so it could get very messy very fast in the worst case scenario. All right, so Avi Eisenberg, he was a Twitter personality. I wonder if he's still uh, Abraham. I guess I can't find. I guess he deleted his Twitter. He definitely deleted his Twitter. Anyways, he did a few. So he liked to call them like high. Or what was it? I don't know. He used to call them like advanced trading strategies, something like that. Where basically he would break these protocols and use it to exploit them, right? And he called them like very highly profitable trading strategies. That's what he called them. And so he steals, for example, $110 million in 20 minutes from Mango Markets. It's an example. And so he ended up. It looks like he's gonna go and face 20 years in jail. Unfortunate, and I thought this was funny. The risk I took was calculated, but man, am I bad at law. And let's be real, Avi did break the law, but it was quite interesting the way he tried to turn it and be like, "Oh no, I was just using the protocols. It's code. At the end of the day, it is code. And so if there is an exploit there, that's at the fault of the creators." And he was just abusing it slightly. Moving on. So San Francisco. I mean, for a while now, everybody knows it's kind of dead, but apparently, like every other retail store is vacant. So I mean, look how empty the streets are. Like there's like nobody here. This is San Francisco. It's like one of the biggest cities in California, which is insane to me. And apparently, like every other store is literally empty. Uh, yeah. So I mean, just says a lot about California right now. Elon Musk said Twitter found secret code that shadow banned accounts have prevented them from trending. Makes sense. I don't think anyone's surprised, but I'm glad that Elon has found that now. Clandestine, he has said, or okay. So what's going on here? So RFK, he was on Joe Rogan, right? Like I mentioned in the intro, and he was talking about like a bunch of like conspiracy theory stuff, or like not really conspiracy theory, but definitely like things that get censored a lot in media. And then this one guy on Twitter was like, or like this one doctor who was on Joe Rogan's podcast, I believe, at some point, was like was saying that RFK was spreading misinformation stuff. And then Joe Rogan tweeted, if anyone wants to debate RFK on his podcast with no time limit for anybody, then uh then he's willing to donate 100. He'll donate 100 grand in like to charity in honor of it or something like that. And people ended up like seeing this, and then like a bunch of people were like, "Yo, all right, I want to donate. I'm willing to donate if anyone wants to debate RFK." And at this point, like so many people have like added like bounty to this donation that it's already over $1 million, where they're going to donate over $1 million if someone just will debate RFK, if anybody will debate RFK. And it's funny because RFK is a Democrat and from the left, and they're saying his anti-vax rhetoric is dangerous and has easily been debunked many times. And now that people will, now that there's like literally $1 million going to a charity of anybody's choice to debunk him, and nobody's willing to debate him. And what this is doing is this is creating a massive platform for RFK, because you're getting all these people just starting to support him, and like a lot of these big, like they're not like mainstream media, but they're like the new alternative media, the very popular. I don't want to use influencers because Joe Rogan and Elon Musk aren't necessarily influencers, but these very popular individuals in our time are supporting RFK heavily, and it's quite interesting to see that, like the amount of support that's like being brought around him, and it's not from like the standard left Democrats, it's from like a lot of the centrists and a lot of the right. So it's a very interesting shift right now. uh this is kind of talking about how China, or Kyle Bass is like, China's an enemy of the West. And there is some merit to that, but at the same time, we're so dependent on China that it's kind of like it's a mutual thing. Like we will never be able to cut off our dependency on China, at least not for like 20 years. And it'll take a lot of time. So they are in some ways an enemy, but in some ways we are super dependent on them. So it's not like a black and white scenario, but supporting them and allowing them to become as big as they have is a big risk to U.S. Like U.S. Like stuff that they want to do. I don't know. I can't remember the words, so I don't really care. But moving on, let's look. I mean, 24 hours. Shiba Inu is not a good sign. That's oh my god. I can't believe it's still number 16. Goddamn. Kava Monero, Zcash, Render, XRP, Polkadot. All right, so last 24 hours, everything's mostly sideways. Up a lot, mean reverted a little bit, where Frax mean reverted. Weekly, you have Sweet up 25%. Yes, sir. I believe I'm up on my buys on the channel for Sweet. You have GMX up 13. A few DeFi protocols. Phantom's up quite a bit. I need to do more research into Phantom because I never really cared about it, but a lot of people apparently use it. Other than that, nothing super crazy. In my watch list, yeah, Sui, Aptos, Grim Finance, or Reaper, uh, Dusk, GMX. Let's see what's down. Apex is down. Thor, D-Race, Apecoin. All right, so pretty boring overall. Let's go to our DCA. I don't have any new coins today for DCA. What I do have planned though is I do want to put money into my biggest gainers for my big caps and micro caps. So we are $360 right now, so we're up 10. So if you do the math, what is that like? Uh, 10 divided by 360. So up 3%, solid 3% across the board, which is better than, what am I up on Bitcoin actually? What is that? 250 divided by 90. So we are up. Oh, we're up the exact same thing Bitcoin's up overall in my portfolio. Nice. I'm clearly I'm clear. To be fair though, in a market where you have charts where Bitcoin looks like this and then alts look like this is actually not bad. This is what you want to do. You want to be at least equal to Bitcoin when Bitcoin dominance is like an up only chart, versus when Bitcoin dominance starts to come down but total starts continues to go up, then you want to be outperforming it hard. And if you're underperforming it, then you fucked up. All right, so let's add our $10. It's DCA 787. All right, bet. Add transaction. Ethereum. All right, add transaction. Big cap. So yeah, big caps are up more than we are on micros, and micros do have more fundamentals, but they do take some time. So today for my big cap, I want to put more into GMX. I believe that's my biggest gainer, even though I do have. Wait, by percent. Wait, What's my biggest gainer by percent? Let me go. Biggest gainer by percent is actually GMX. Yeah, it is GMX. I mean, Radix, Woo surprisingly up. Like last week, I was looking at Radix and I was like, yo, why is Radix down like 30%? And I'm up on it. So W's. But I'm just gonna put more into GMX. I think these perp dexes are gonna be super strong. GMX just has such a hold in the market. This is definitely gonna be one of my bigger bags on the channel. I like to talk about. All right, close enough, whatever. And then I need the balance update for my sake. And then for micros, we're gonna add. I believe Pika is my biggest gainer. And honestly, even when something's up, when something's down, you can always add more. But you want to go into like when something's up and it's down so much during this bear. Like here we go, total 3. If something's starting to gain traction, it usually does really good. So let's actually look at Matic chart. Matic chart's a perfect example. Let me see if I can find one more history. Yeah, so when Matic started gaining traction, so Matic was at like 3 cents for the longest time. And then it started gaining traction in the bull market and it just continued getting more and more and it just pumps to 6 cents and then 15 cents and then whatever and then it ends up peaking like at $2, $3. But the thing is, it was such a bullish coin for so long. Like during the bear market, all right, it's down from its height, like at some point, like 80%. But then, all right, you're looking to DC that bottom, but it's not easy to know what's gonna die and what's not. But when you see winners in the start of a bull market, you can catch on to these winners and ride them all the way up. And I do believe that that will have some merit in this next move when you have these alts go up insanely. And even though Pika is up 30%, it it is down. What is it down all time? So all time it is basically sideways. So I think this, and I do think this has potential for a product that is usable, but more importantly, I believe it has meme pumponomics, and that's all that matters in the day. Your goal is to make money, and apparently it's up 30% for my first buy. It's literally the biggest gainer on my micro cap. So I'm just gonna DCA more into it. Fuck it. Pika, pika, pika. 30, 28. All right, there we go. Add transaction. Much easier to bet on winners than bet on losers. So yeah, ETH is basically break even. Bitcoin up 2% now. Bitcap's up 5% and Micro up 3. Not bad, not bad. Quite disappointing in ETH. Apparently my alts just outperform ETH. But you can also see it in Lido though. Like Lido's my biggest loser. And I mean it's down 1%, but it's my biggest loser overall in my big caps. It's my only loser in my big caps. And ETH is underperforming the market. It's literally sideways. And all right, if we look at the actual breakdown, so what is it now? Bitcoin is 25, ETH is 25, GMX is 10, Pico is 5, Gains is 5, Sui is 5, Pendle is 5. I'll probably start bringing some new coins tomorrow. I'm going to be doing like a lot of research today. I'm going to be napping, watching some Black Mirror. I want to finish the season, and I'm going to like go into some research. I have like a list of coins I need to run through. So I'll run through them. Let's look at Fuddies. Fuddies are at 96 right now. Unfortunate. Hopefully somebody buys. I believe a Fuddy today just actually sold for 4,000. Yeah, right here. This Fuddy just sold for 4,000. One of the rank ones, one of the 101s. So that's cool to see. It's still very bullish because you see a lot of like the rare ones being accumulated. So I don't know. I'm still very bullish Fuddies. Pudgy Penguins sideways. Let's talk about like the wholesomeness of Pudgy Penguins. There's always so much wholesomeness in Pudgies. But all right, day 2 licensing expo. You have the team with their Pudgy Penguin Letterman jackets, which are clean as fuck, by the way. Clean as fuck. I mean, this is how the whole place really looks like, the whole corner. Uh, so Luca Nets, he's saying, I'm honored to be leading the team. A team of leaders, doers, problem solvers, and amazing creatives. Every time I watch these videos, I know it's not if we will win, it's when. And here, let's take a look at the behind the scenes for the toys.
It is not your company. Unfortunately, whether you like it or not, it is the holder's business, and you are the muscle to the brain that is the community. My name's Luca Netz, and I'm the CEO of Pudgy Penguins, Web3's fastest growing IP company.
Hitting 1 million impressions on Twitter was a big thing for us.
This is a 20 to 30 hour shot.
Dude, we'll get it done, man. We'll bring somebody else in, man.
3 pallets
It's equivalent to 3 boots.
Yeah, so this is like a little bit of a trailer for their new Building in Public. So they have a series called Building in Public. It's super interesting. You go check it out right here at this link. You go to the Pudgy Penguins Twitter, or you can just Google it, or on YouTube you can search it up. Luca Nets with some more bullishness on his own brand. He believes that they will be the most known crypto slash Web3 IP in the world. And he says he's 100% certain. Obviously, there's no such thing as 100% certainty, but he clearly is dedicated to it. And I respect that a lot. Moving on. Apparently, Time have a Web3 community initiative. Never heard of it. Nor do I really care for it, but they're gonna have Luca Nets on this Tuesday. And Luca Nets interviews are always super interesting. I always recommend, like, if you haven't listened to any of them before, you might as well go and see them right now. So go ahead and take a look at that. Neo Tokyo, what's going on with these? Nothing much. 504 ETH, alright, sideways, down. Alright, and then let's get a gaming, and then I'm done for the day. Not much else to talk about. It's a weekend, so not much super interesting to come. But Sparkadia, it's a game. Basically, it's I don't know if you played Brawl Stars, but there's a soccer mode in Brawl Stars. It's very similar to that, where you play soccer, but you can also kill the enemies at the same time, and they like respawn their goal. I haven't played the game personally. I know people do have. I know they have a pre-alpha that people are playing and people are enjoying. So here's the gameplay trailer. Volume a little bit. Yeah, you see that they were fighting each other and they're like kicking. Looks like there might also be objectives and stuff. I'm not too sure. But yeah, look, there's a ball and your goal is to get the ball in the goal. It looks like in League of Legends when you play ARAM, it looks kind of like an ARAM, except you're also trying to score soccer balls. Looks pretty good. The gameplay looks very clean. Definitely, or it looks like at least an alpha, maybe even a beta. Here's how fleshed out the game actually is, but it looks good. So that's a game to be early access weekend. Prepare to brawl. Oh, okay. So they're doing a first early access event. Here, let me open this. I don't even know about this. I guess you could play the game. Log in. All right. I'm gonna take a look at this later after the stream. And that's it. That's all I have to really talk about. Bitcoin. I would expect to see this week on the daily. We're starting to see this setup. If we do break up, I would expect to see 30K this week, in all honesty. But I don't know. So that yeah, like other than that, we do need to still break up on these higher trend time frames, but these lower trend time frames look really good and very primed for a move up. But it could result in a very nasty bull trap on the upside again. And we could just keep bouncing in this zone. And that would be boring, but that would be the most probable scenario. With that, I'm done for the day. There you go. I went back to sleep. Go watch the Black Mirror. It's Father's Day, so go enjoy it with your fathers and stuff. Go do that. Be wholesome. As just like the Pudgy Penguin brand, just be wholesome. Just like the Foo brand and the Pudgy Penguin brand. Wholesomeness is the best. Amen. I'm exhausted. I gotta start sleeping at night. All right. Adios, amigos. Have a good day.